Hey, good morning. This episode of Home Water Dispatch, I am in the Iberia Wetlands in the Corrientes province of Argentina. It is a incredibly vast area, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hectares of giant wetlands. We've got big, huge lagoons that you could run a boat on for miles and miles and miles and miles. We've got intricate channels, we've got floating islands, and it goes on forever. I underestimated the size of this wetland. I spent time looking at it before traveling here on Google Earth and going to different informational sites online, thinking about the size and scale. But it's not until you're here and driving around on a boat or flying a drone and checking it out that you realize how big this place is. The other thing that I underestimated is the biodiversity that's here. It is crazy the amount of the wildlife that's here, the birds, the species of vegetation. It is, and that's kind of typical of many wetlands. They're areas generally of high biodiversity. They're areas of high productivity. And at this scale, it is just massive for a wetland. The other things that I've been reflecting on here, I teach a lot about wetlands and the role of wetlands in watersheds, broader watersheds, thinking about the role fish play in those wetlands. This area historically was encroached and there were a lot of estancias and lots of cattle grazing and other land use. A lot of the wildlife here historically was hunted. There's capybara, there's caiman, there are deer that are here, pampas deer. There are all sorts of parrots, and a portion of this wetland has really been the focus of rewilding efforts by the Tompkins Foundation, and that's a whole nother story. But it really brings to mind this idea of the importance of these wetlands for biodiversity and what that biodiversity means for a more intact environment, and what that biodiversity also means for maybe ecotourism that can be used to help support the local communities, provide sources of income, infrastructure, and doing so based on the fact of an incredibly wild environment, one where people can come and experience the wildlife, see the capybaras and the caiman up close, and I can't even count the number of different bird species that I've seen. It's really impressive and has blown me away. Now, I'm here in the context of thinking about the role that fish play, and specifically Golden Dorado. Golden Dorado do live in the Iberia wetland, and there's thought that there might be some fish that are residents here because it is so vast, and they do catch 30 pounders in here. They do catch smaller Golden Dorado. That this wetland during the rainy season certainly gets wetter. The last couple of years have been very dry, and we think about how this wetland is connected to the rest of the watershed. Downstream of here is the Corrientes River that flows into the Paraná River, and we really have right now limited context to thinking about the connectivity, the role that this Iberian wetland or Iberia wetland plays for the populations or subpopulations of Golden Dorado. And thinking about how Golden Dorado, again, may be this important apex predator of the aquatic environment here. We were fishing with mouse flies, right? So they eat, there's this connection maybe to the terrestrial environment or the wetland environment. They also eat little birds, and they eat other fish like sabalo, and we caught piranha in here, which was pretty cool. And so when we think about wetlands as areas of high biodiversity, what often first comes to mind are the birds and the other wildlife, but fish play a role in biodiversity as well. And so hopefully through a wonderful collaboration that's developing with a company called Set Fly Fishing, and also with the government and with a local university, we'll do more and explore the idea of the role Golden Dorado play in the Iberia wetland, and what this means for the broader context of understanding the way that this wetland is connected to other parts of the broader environment, and so that we can really advocate for even more protection, maybe even more ecotourism that can be rolled out in such a way that it's minimizing impacts, that it's capitalizing on the wild nature of this environment, and thinking about the value of that. So, historically in other parts of the world, we've effed up our wetlands. We've filled them in. We've created, we've used those areas for agriculture, and we've again harvested the critters out of them. So this is a really good case study. It's a really good way to think about the role that wetlands play in biodiversity, and how they sit within the broader watershed. And how they're connected to outside the watershed. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that there. We're getting our boats ready to go out for another day of exploring. And then, we'll continue on with some more home water dispatch episodes from the Corrientes province in Argentina. Anyway, we'll see you later.